'cause I've been sleeping on my dreams.
Hi, I'm Eric. I filmed my phone and welcome to another video. Today we are reacting to Jessie Volume 3 by Jacob Collier. I have no idea what to expect from this project. It was announced that it was up for Album of the Year at the Grammys this year, and after I posted my reaction being like, who is this? Don't know who this is. A few of you down in the comments below were very happy to inform me on who Jacob Collier is and the type of music that he's creating. But each of these volumes are different in terms of their genre. That's what I've come into the belief. I believe that Jessie Volume 3 is more of a dance electronic vibe, but honestly, I have really no idea what to expect because I've never listened to anything that he's put out before. And that's really exciting. It very much gives me Punisher vibes from before, where I had no idea who Phoebe Bridgers was, and now I really love her work. And hopefully we'll have a similar vibe with Jacob Collier. The fact that he created an album that was entirely created within his room is just so cool to me. And like that energy and having the ambition to do 4 different volumes of albums, like, I really admire that, and I think it's gonna be really interesting, whatever the music is. Anyways, let's see if this is worthy of Album of the Year. Track number 1 is Clarity, and it's really short, so I think it's just an intro. Ooh, feels kind of spacey, machine-like. This feels very much in line with robots and electronics. Oh, is this like an overture? Is this like thoughts to come? I really have no idea what's going on. Oh, shoot. So that was Clarity. That's very unclear. There's a lot going on in that. I feel like it's kind of like an overture kind of vibes, like AJR sometimes does, but much more complex than an AJR overture, where like it's only like a few seconds of everything. And honestly, I really didn't get much clarity on what this album is going to sound like, but those 52 seconds flew by and there was a lot going on there. I probably wouldn't listen to Clarity on its own, but I don't think it's meant to be like that. So yeah. An intro, very interesting intro. Track number 2 is Count the People featuring Jessie, Reyez, and T-Pain. 2 artists that I both know, and I didn't think they would go together. Okay, Jessie, let's start. Touch the Sky. This is Jacob, right? This doesn't sound like T-Pain. I have no idea what he's saying. Am I supposed to understand what he's saying? Oh, is that a gunshot? It's kind of calm right now. I don't trust it. I heard fossilize and equalize. I'm getting like sensory overload. I have no idea what's going on. Okay, this sounds a little more like T-Pain. Sounds the auto. Ooh, I like the percussion here. Very big. Oh, we're going back into that machine. So those Count the People. I can't even count most of the words that are in this song. Like, Jacob spits very fast. Like, I have no idea what he's saying at that point. And I thought I talked really fast. And I don't think I talk very fast in reactions, but like, in general, I think I talk very fast. But I was like, oh. Like, that's even faster than like when I watch YouTubers on 2 times speed, because I definitely do that. Wow, okay. I have no idea what happened in that song. Like, I think I like it, but it's definitely a song that like you'll like it more if you know where things are going, which I definitely don't know where things are going, if that makes sense. Like, Jessie, Reyez, and T-Pain work really well together when you kind of like defy genres in a song, and I think that's what really happened here. Track number 3 is In My Bones featuring Kimbra and Tank and the Bangas. Interesting start. Okay, a little bit of a groovy track right now. I feel like I can just chill a little bit more on this song. Oh, Kimbra's here. You got something to say? Ha ha ha. Okay. I feel like this classifies as hyperpop just a little bit. Maybe. Be my rush, be my crush. Oh, the ow and the bones at the same time. Oh, okay. I kind of vibe with this beat. I like us slowing down and making it a conclusion. Oh, interesting. So that was In My Bones. Yeah, this is definitely a very, like, there's a lot going on album. And, you know, you're not going to get bored through it. However, I get stressed I'm catching anything. Like, definitely as a song, and I think this album is going to be this whole way, is that it's going to be an album that I need to listen to multiple times to see if I vibe to it, because since I have no idea where we're going, like, it's one of those albums that you can understand a little bit better if you do have a roadmap. I think I enjoyed the song though. Like, it is a pretty groovy, like, dance number. It's really like, you know, feel my rush, feel my crush, like, feel my touch, like, we're dancing, and it's a vibe, like, it's a banga. Like, yeah. I think I like it. It's just like, wow, we're going all over the place. And, like, I like that experimentation. Like, it's very cool. It's very interesting. It just can be a little bit hard to follow, especially if you have no idea where you're going. Track number 4 is Time Alone With You featuring Daniel Caesar. This is starting dangerously slow. I don't trust it. Oh. We're just getting some time alone, time to slow down and calm down. Oh, that's like cool, like, sample vibes. Like, I don't know if it is a sample, but it sounds like one. Oh, that's very high. Who knows what we're gonna do? All I hope is that you don't leave. Who is that? The most beautiful girl? Oh, that was a cool, like, hit. Feels like that's a recurring thing that we're hearing that enter each song, this vibe. I'm gonna get some time alone with you. Yeah, it's that recurring motif. So that was Time Alone With You, and probably our most chill song so far. I don't really think I would call it that. This is a very maximalist project. Like, there's so much going on normally. This one doesn't have as much. Like, it's a little more minimalist. It feels like a throwback kind of R&B track, you know, just wanting time alone with you. But then, like, that might be, I think, Jacob coming in with that really, like, high pitch, that most beautiful girl in the world. And then also, like, the part I said earlier felt like a sample. I don't think it is a sample. Like, it just feels like it's pitched in such a way that feels like it could be a sample for the song. I don't know. But, like, that's when you realize, oh, it's not just, like, this classic throwback R&B track. It very much is, like, still on this album, which, like, I think this one was a little easier to follow. It's not nearly as fast, which, while I do like upbeat songs, when it typically on this project has been very fast delivery on things, I haven't been able to really breathe that much, and so it was kind of nice to, like, chill out for 4 minutes, and you know, some things could be wild and experimental. It was all contained in like a less experimental song itself. So yeah, I still don't know how exactly I feel about it. I feel like that's going to be continuous. I'm definitely going to be re-listening over and over off camera to figure out how I feel about it. Track number 5 is All I Need featuring Mahalia and Ty Dolla Sign. Oh, I really like this intro. Every time I think I can't stop thinking about it. Is that like an Accidentally in Love reference? This feels like we're going into like an actual like jam, like typical style jam. Thinking about it. Oh, I like the whoa. Oh, I really love this part, honestly. It feels really celebratory. Feels like we kind of shifted. Are we just outroing a little bit? Like just so chill outro, keep vibing? So that was All I Need. And at least right now, as I'm listening, I would probably call that my favorite. Maybe because like I could, vibe to it as if it was just like a normal type of song. Like there are parts that are a little, a little Collier-esque. But like overall, I just thoroughly enjoyed it sonically, and I think it gave me the room to enjoy it sonically, like on my first listen. Whereas I think the other ones are just so much more maximalist that like you have to listen to them a few times in order to actually start to appreciate the song. And I think I will. Like I think a lot of this album is going to be a growing album. And yeah, I like this song like quite a bit. Like I really enjoy it. Maybe it's also my reason for liking this song a lot is that I'm starting to feel the groove of the album a little bit more than when I first started off. And yeah, I think I'm starting to vibe and I like it. Also, side note, why is Ty Dolla Sign like so good in 2020? Like, you gave us this and you gave us Safety Net. How dare you, honestly, but like, congrats. I appreciate you. Track number 6 is In Too Deep featuring Kiana Ledé. Feels like a little bit like a waterfall right now. Is this Jacob? He can get that deep? I don't know what I can do. Oh, did you hear that like twinkling sound in the background? I love that. There's Kiana. Oh, I love how they just like climb up like the scale there. Now she's on her own. I can't really tell exactly what he's whispering right now, but it sounds interesting. Counting sheep. Interesting. So that was In Too Deep, and that's honestly, we've hit a shift in the album. Like, the first three tracks feel different than like Time Alone with You feels like a little bit of a transitioning song, because All I Need and In Too Deep and also like most of Time Alone with You feel a little more chill, especially in terms of like how maximalist it is. Like I don't feel that here. Like really at all. Like it feels like an interesting like R&B song, and I finally got to actually learn what Jacob's voice sounds like, and he can sing. Yeah, I just didn't expect, like, he doesn't look like he's someone who would have a deep voice. I don't know what that means at all, but like I just didn't expect it to come from him. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's interesting. It also sounds completely different than the voice that he did on Count the People. So I'm just confused. He can do a lot, so Not only just with his production, but also with his vocals. So impressive. I liked this song. It definitely felt very much like a classic kind of R&B song, which like I feel like slow R&B I like. I don't know how much I will listen to it on my own time, but like it's not a bad song. It's a good song. And yeah, like I wouldn't like skip it if I'm just like grooving around, but it might not be something I immediately hit play on. Track number 7 is Butterflies, and aside from Clarity, this is the first song that doesn't have a feature on it, so I'm interested to see what happens. Feels like we're continuing some of the production from In Too Deep. Take me to the open skies, I just want to feel alive. Oh, I like this drum interlude. Oh, some interesting production in there. Want to feel your butterflies. That's such an interesting sentiment. There's that interesting crunching sound. Do you guys hear that? I don't know what that is. And it feels very loud on my speaker. Interesting. So that was Butterflies, and I would probably classify that as an interlude because it didn't really change much throughout it. It really went from this chill R&B that we had in Too Deep. It was like, wanna feel your butterflies, and then by the end we get to this like crunching noise, and then boom, it just transitions into the next song, and I was not ready because it's very loud and very in your face, and so that's a discussion for the next song. But like that was really interesting, and yeah, I actually like it. Like I don't mean that as a surprise way, but I feel like when I get to interludes, they typically for me are skips. But I would listen to that song by itself, or if it was an interlude for literally 2 random songs on my playlist, I could see it vibing there. And it's just like 2 minutes of like, you know, just chill, like interesting production changes. Seems like we're gonna get into some more Maximalist based on where we get to the first 2 seconds of Sleeping on My Dreams. And yeah, it means we have like this cohesive thing of like going boom, boom, whoa. Ignore those sounds. I'm cracking myself up tonight. But yeah, like that's interesting. I don't even know if that was his own voice or if there's some, you know, liner notes that I'm just not getting on Spotify, and that like there actually are several people on these songs that are otherwise have features of certain people. Track number 8 is Sleeping on My Dreams. And I've heard the first 2 seconds and oh, we're just banging a lot and there's a bird. Ooh, I like this groove. I don't understand why we're splitting it up. I decided to remember your name? What? I don't think I can be your line of best fit. Interesting statement. Okay. Okay, this beat got me. I could be an animal and all I gotta do is be tamed? Okay. Could be weird for us to try to commit. Hey. This is the dance track right here. Ooh. I like the harp here. Okay. Musicality. Shift. He's shifting. Oh, yep, this again. Oh, right into the chorus. Bet. I've been sleeping on my dreams. Sleeping on my wings. Oh. So that was Sleeping on My Dreams. Okay, here's a dance track. Okay. Honestly, I think I love this song. Like, maybe it's that it's a break from either slow R&B and things that are very maximalist, which I think I probably will like in time. But like this one is the perfect mix of like it's a dance track, but it's so quirky. Like the decision to just have really heavy chimes at the beginning, down, 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 like that, and then you're going to go into the weird, interesting verse of like talking or singing, and then random instrumentals, and then you go into this full-on dance track that you just like are vibing, and you're like sleeping on my dreams. Like what? Like this album, even though I'm chronically confused about it, like it's been keeping me entertained, and this is probably going to be my top of the ones I've heard so far, because what a jam. Like it's just such a bop. Like it's a dance track, you know, it's fun, but then there's like the quirkiness of it. And I think that's what I really like about like Excess by Rina Sawayama, is that like it's still a bop, it's still a pop-ish track, but like there's so much interesting stuff that's happening in it. And yeah, I feel similar energy coming from these two songs. Track number 9 is Running Out of Love featuring Tori Kelly. Ooh, starting with Tori immediately. Oh, sing, Tori. She wants to make sure he's not running out of love. This feels like a shift here, but maybe we're gonna go back. I don't know. I don't know if I think Jacob and Tori's voices go together. This feels bad to say, but it feels like his singing in this song feels like he's yawning the whole time. Oh. This is a nice way to conclude the song. Oh, I feel like I hear some of the machine things in the background, the digital stuff. So that was Running Out of Love, and every part of it made like sense. It wasn't super maximalist, it was more of the chill R&B vibes, which I know that he's been nominated for like R&B in the past, so that makes sense. I don't know if I really like the song. I think I'll need to hear it multiple times again, but like I don't think this song is my vibe. Like I think it was just like a Tori Kelly song, I think it'd be like all right, and I probably wouldn't play it often, but like it'd be there. But I don't think his voice and her voice really go well together. I don't know if that's just me, maybe that's just my speaker. Maybe it's because in the previous song he was saying sleeping on my dreams, and then I think his first line in this song is like wake up. So I think of him as very like sleepy for some reason. And like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like his voice carries like a lot of like emotion in this song. Like, it feels bad. I don't like saying bad things about artists. But like, I don't know, this song just didn't like hit, and it didn't feel like it was that confusing either, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm gonna need more time with it, but like I don't think it's going to be like a number 1 for me. Track number 10 is Lighted Up on Me. This is also only like 2 minutes, like Butterflies, so it could be another interlude, or it just might be a short song. Who knows? Feels kind of interlude. There's bubbles sounds in here. There's a lot of nature sounds. I think I heard a crackling of fire too. Word? Interesting. That was, it felt very like a Siri voice. Oh, we're shifting. Like a record scratch, but like a lot's going on. Interesting. So that was Light It Up on Me. Interlude vibes. It felt very much like Clarity, and that it was, you know, that instrumental vibe. But like the shift halfway through with the record scratch, that was a little distinct, and then it felt like there was more natural sounds in it, like bubbles, I said, and then like there was a fire crackling sound in it, like maybe some leaf crunching, perhaps. But I feel like that was in Butterflies a little bit. So, you know, I feel like there's some motifs that are present, and I've heard that Jacob Collier is really considered as a musician. And so that would make sense that, like, you know, he has recurring ideas within an album. Like, that makes sense and makes it cohesive. And, like, that da-da-da-da, that sounded like Jaws, but that's not what I meant. Like, there's a part in a lot of the songs that have been, like, doing between, like, two half steps, I think. And then, like, I feel like this other theme is like the, you know, the digital sounds, but then like a lot of these very fast paced sounds that kind of like all blend together and you don't really know what's going on. And yeah, I think much like Clarity, this is a song I probably wouldn't listen to on its own, but if I was listening to the album all the way through to get the whole experience, I probably would, you know, keep it in. Track number 11, He Won't Hold You, featuring Rapsody. Ominous way to start. He won't bring out the love in you. Interesting. It's been so long since your body held me. This is like, you know, after a breakup probably. This feels like it is Jacob again, but this voice of his feels much more emotional about it. I can't hear what they're saying in the background, but it sounds pretty. I like how we've had so much maximalism, but then there's like these parts where it's just like a single clap. That got real minimalist. Took separation to get closer to you. Bars. I liked that little spoken word interlude. It felt really nice. I think there's a lot of people actually on this track other than just Rapsody, because it feels like there's like a chorus. Ooh, that's doing a pretty big fade out. Feels like this whole like last 45 seconds is all a fade out. Okay. So that was He Won't Hold You featuring Rapsody. And interesting song. Like, it's much more like chill. And I don't know, I felt like a He Won't Hold You, like the title of that song, felt more, I guess, bitter about it, and that it would be much more upbeat and like a little angry, I guess. But it felt much more somber, much more solemn, and like I vibed to it, and I definitely vibed with the spoken word. I think that's where Rapsody comes in. Not familiar with the artist, but they did what they did and it sounded good. Like, I think I like this song. It's just now, like, I feel like this album overall is a mix of there's a lot going on and, you know, we're chill. And I don't know how to deal with that. Like, I just don't think I do. And maybe when I actually am listening to it all the way through and not stopping in between each song, that will probably change those feelings of mine. But as of now, I can't figure out how we go on this roadmap, because there's just a lot going on at the beginning, and then we get into some chill, and then it gets back up and kind of like does a little sine wave, and I don't know what's going on. But like, this one's pretty chill, and like, yeah, I think I vibe to it. Like, I liked his voice a lot better on this song personally. Like, I think it showcased a lot more of his talent. Track number 12, last track on this island, To Sleep. Pretty calm to start off. This really is chill, but it is a song called To Sleep. It's time to sleep. He's singing us like a little bit of his version of a lullaby. It's time for me to go. He's leaving so we can sleep. Appreciate it, Jacob. You need to go to sleep. Is this is this like a sign? Ooh, I like all the auxiliary stuff in the background that's helping us go to sleep. I feel like this is the part where it makes sense to have a nice slow fade out. Are we completely silent? Okay, let's go. So that was To Sleep, and what a way to end the album with a calming song about how we need to sleep. I know I should probably sleep much more than I do, but like, it's a kind of calm song, and I like it better than a lot of the other, I think, calm songs on this record, at least on first listen. Like, the fact that we are, you know, just transported into this world, and the natural sounds that we were hearing before, like, are coming here in such a really lovely way, and it feels like all those motifs, like, came together to create, like, a lovely, like, lullaby for us. Like, I'm getting a little tired now. It's not because of, like, I actually do need to go to bed. Well, I actually probably should sleep, but that's beside the point. He really channeled the energy that I think the song is about. And also, I really like that he really channeled the energy that his voice gives, which is like, sometimes it can give some sleepy time vibes. And so I appreciate him being like, you need to get some sleep, and like his kind of yawn like voice. And yeah, I think it really fits, and it felt like a nice way to end this album. So with that, we have finished this album, and I don't know how I feel about it. Like, this album is not what I expected. I don't know what I actually expected, but it's not this. And there's so much. I'm sorry, I like glitched because like there is so much going on. Like, you're saying that we start with Clarity, which is all like machine-like. Oh. And then like Count of the People is very maximalist. In My Bones is very maximalist. Time Alone with You feels like you interrupted a chill song with some more maximalism. And then you start getting into like the In Too Deeps, the Running Out of Love, like the He Won't Hold You. Like, those are very chill tracks. And like To Sleep, which is actually like a little lullaby. Like, there's like a lot going on. And like, I've seen the covers for the precursors to these ones, and they're all like his face, like in different vibes. And this one being like more digitized and kind of like feeling like it's almost like, you know, you're like Stardust like shooting out. Like, that feels right because there's a lot going on here, and we're getting, you know, elements of a lot of different things. Like, there is one point, I don't recall what song it was, but it sounded like they were saying like let it shine, like in like this little light of mine. And there were other times I feel like they, you know, made references to very different bodies of work, either music or just like life in general, like the sampling of different natural elements or digital elements, like that contrast between nature and society and technology. Like, that's so interesting. And like this is a body of work that requires multiple listens. And I don't know, I've heard that the Grammys people, like, who create the nominations, like, they have to have listened to at least most projects. And that's a little disconcerting. But like, the fact that like on their first listen that they could be like, oh yeah, this is album of the year, like, I can't say that. I can't say it's not album of the year material, but it's definitely like something I need to listen to more in order to form like a thought process on how I feel about it. Like, I do have some thoughts about it that is in several different directions and that he does produce very well, and him getting something for a best engineered album makes a lot of sense. And R&B, like, that's a good vibe for him as well. And also just his ability to get features, like, good for him. There's a lot in this, and I think I'm really interested to turn off the camera and listen to this more. But I definitely will want to go into his earlier works because I want to see how he got here, because maybe it'll be a little bit more of a direct path that will help me out. But also, like, I'm really intrigued. There's a lot going on here, as I've said plenty of times. And I want to know more about what he does. Yeah, it's very interesting. If you have a particular project you'd like to hear of Jacob's next, please let me know down in the comments below. I don't know if I'll do 1, 2, or in my room. Like, let me know. And yeah, let me know what you think about this album, especially what your first thoughts were versus like after listening to it several times, because like I feel like my mind is just like everywhere. And yeah, I think I'm going to overall like this. It might be an album though that I might have to end up just appreciating rather than like regularly listening to, because it takes a lot. With that said, here are some of my favorites. So top tier are the songs that I love, the songs that I will be playing over and over again, that I'll hit the play on. Love them, they're great. Songs in the middle are songs that I like. They are songs I'm going to add to my playlist, but that doesn't mean that they're my really top of the top. And then songs I don't like, that are not really my thing, are just songs that just probably aren't for me. That doesn't mean they're a bad song, doesn't mean they can't be your favorite song. They just mean they probably weren't made for me. Like, I'm not their target audience, and like, just because I don't vibe to it doesn't mean you can't. This is probably going to be super tentative because, like, as I've said, Jacob does a lot and go off king. Like, there's a lot. If you like this video, please like it. Please comment down below what you'd like me to react or listen to next. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already and you'd like to be. And thanks for watching. This is TurtleStormer. Catch you later.
It's storming turtles from out of the sky. Turtles don't need to know why. Just smile.